Welcome to Prima RV Center inside a brand new line for 2026 for us. We are truly excited to welcome the full lineup of Alliance options, all available to us. And this is inside their best-selling 252 RL. For 2026, they've made some major improvements. Just, again, things people were asking for. I think some in the media that were kind of looking at them and going, you're doing everything so well. Let's go to the final steps. And I think they've really hit the nail on the head in terms of usability, functionality, ease of use is a big one. So we're going to touch on a lot of that as we go through here. Let's start right when we come in the door, and certainly storage wise, truly impressive. When you first come to the door here and you're looking to prep for that trip, who wouldn't love sliding drawers that go back about 3 feet, 3.5 feet each? So real wood, nice heavy drawer guides, they'll all handle 50 pounds. You're going to have 4 of them, so you've got an awful lot to work with here. And they make good use of space here in the bottom. We'll see what they do with that outside as well, but some taller items can go here. Pop bottles, could be wine bottles, things like that. I wouldn't necessarily keep those there as you travel, but certainly as you go. You'll notice we've got some hinges that are going to be much more home use hinges, so things that can be adjusted here. A true 4 adult dinette, so something that 4 people can sit around comfortably, have a meal, play some cards, play some games, and really enjoy themselves. And then not having to rack your knees or anything against any posts. So well set up to get in and out. You can also easily drop it down with the mechanism, one of the best mechanisms and heavy duty, to be able to drop it down into a bed. So should you have that occasional grandparent or grandchild, I should say, or extra family member or two, you've got an extra bed here that can work quite well. And it's tucked out of the way being at the back here. You've got that huge window looking out. So if you're lucky enough to have a campsite with a view, if you occasionally can get some water views, just imagine the breezes that you're going to get off that water. It'll be tremendous. You've got individual lights here. We can shut those off. So they could also be a night light as well. Beautiful little cube box here lit up. So that again can be a little night light too. We've got that cabinets, again, quality construction here, well put together, using proper hardware, some stuff you'd see in your own home. So it's durable and it's going to last. And that's kind of really what Alliance has become known for. Also for their construction. So they really started here with the base construction being an aluminum cage with composite behind the fiberglass and then composite on the inside. So they've done everything they can to make sure this coach looks great in the future by really helping to keep those elements out. And if you did have an issue, that it's not doing tremendous damage and it's something that's going to be fixable. You're going to notice here on all the windows, you're going to have beautiful roller shades here. Great light tones inside here, very light and bright, and then these LED lights really bounce off of that. We've got nice dark tint windows here, so it's going to help to keep that cooling down as well. Right when we come in the door, we're going to have a lot of those switches that we naturally are going to want to find first. So these all lit up here are going to be our tank heaters, standard here as well. So we do have ducted heat in there, but nice thing, if you're really pushing the temperatures and you're concerned, you can flip the switch on all your tank heaters and make sure that everything obviously is going to be running smoothly. Got our slide switch here, our awning switch. You'll see some more of those afterwards when we talk about the outside. And then we've got, again, individual switches for pumps. We can check on how full black and gray are here. We have a camera cutoff switch as well. So if you had a certain style of camera that you want to use more like a security camera, you actually could here because you've got power you can turn on and off. As we come in, big change for 2026, so especially in the kitchen and the bathroom, you are now getting solid surface countertops. So that is something that customers that have had Alliance in the past, one of those little things they would love to have, just that durability. They know they're going to last. You're not dealing with all kinds of seams. So they now have that throughout the kitchen and the bathroom area. The other one is the backsplash. So they've got a backsplash here that's not just the wall. The nice thing here is that wall board is composite, so it is not a wood product anyways. But now you've got something that may be a little bit easier to clean. Just quickly wipe it off with a sponge or a towel, and away you go. Beautiful setup here for entertainment. It's naturally right across from your sitting area. So you've got this great fireplace here. So electric fireplace, keep you nice and warm without having to listen to the furnace fan running, which is great. So that can be sort of on a cool evening. You've got space there for media underneath, or pots and pans can be that area as well. And then we've got some hidden storage behind our TV, and the TV is located directly across again. So again, great feature, you don't having to angle anything. We've got some connections here on the back. We've also got our Bluetooth speaker connections. So should we want to listen to some of our own music. And then we've got some media storage back there as well. So very, very handy. Again, a TV that we can connect to the internet should we wish to. And we'll discuss Starlink or other options there from the outside. As we come into, again, talk about that sitting area. very multifunctional. So we've got, I noticed I turned on a little light for you there. So a couple lights on either end, we can turn those on and off. We do have some USB connection in here as well. The ability here in the middle to flip down, so you can have 3 people here. Everybody would have a footrest, or can just be the 2 of you with a nice big bowl of popcorn, some drinks to watch a movie. Plus you've got 2 additional cup holders there on either end. And again, you can lift open that window, get some breeze through there as well. And then you can also, again, pull down those shades on those huge windows that bring in so much fresh air if you don't always want to be running AC. And then you're going to get some cross ventilation here too, if you're lucky enough. In terms of the VAC, in the last year, they've also made some upgrades in 2025. I absolutely love the unit they've chosen here. This is a large 18,000 BTU Furrion, so they're becoming the standard of the industry. And one of the great things about it, it's really well set up if you are going to be off-grid. If you did need to run, say, one AC off of a smaller generator, it's really already set up for that. Another great thing is that it has its own little remote. So this can go in the bedroom with you. And what happens is it's actually taking the temperature from where you are, not from a specific point in the wall. So let's say you threw that in your pocket, your sweater, you headed into the bedroom, and the bedroom's quite a bit warmer, say, than this living area. Well, it's going to read that, and it's going to aim to get that temperature to that point. Another nice feature here, again, just because I've had it happen to myself when I'm camping, if you've maybe a very hot and humid day and perhaps someone's left the AC on all day, and it's a case where maybe you've frozen up that primary AC just because it's been working too hard and needs a break. The nice thing here is you have a standard second AC, so you could kick that one on while potentially, thawing out the one you've let work a little bit too hard. So you have some redundancy built in for the AC, so you're not going to be stuck. Another nice little feature here in the corner. Love the fact, again, everywhere they can, they've added some storage for you, so a great little spot to stick a few things here, especially that you may like to grab, so a little library area would be perfect in there. Great kitchen setup, so easy to get to. If you just want to stop and grab something, you can, which is great. So pop in, grab something out of the fridge. If you did want to cook a full meal, you could. With the cooking we have outside, less likely that you may have to do that on the road, but huge pots and pans drawer. Again, lots of drawers here to work with. We've got our flip-up counter extension, so very handy if you're just washing some vegetables and prepping a meal and perhaps heading outside to cook it on the grill. Nice big deep range. You do have an oven as well. And it's easy to cook. Cooktop here, so we've got the glass that'll flip back, so that can be a secondary backsplash as well. Basic microwave here, but you do have that hood fan to help to get any smells outside, and then just a ton of storage for all your dishes, spices, you name it. You've just got a ton in here. Lots of outlets where you want them as well. I've got some simple switches here for our bathroom lights as we come in. Then our huge 12-volt Furrion fridge. So this pairs extremely well with the standard 400-watt large panel that's on the roof. So that's going to help with being off-grid if you ever have to be, or just if you want that reserve power in case there's a power outage. We can certainly help you go beyond, say, that standard 1 RV battery and really get to a point where using that 400 watts of solar, you can start to do more things. You can start be out there longer without having to worry about anything. So just certainly talk to us about that if that's your intention. We've got a great pass-through bathroom here, easy to use on the road because we can just flip down the steps to the bedroom entrance. So there's 2 entrances, primary being at the back, but you've got a secondary to the bedroom, and if you just want to pop and use the bathroom, that's a nice easy one when you're on the road. You'll pop in there, but just again, a ton of storage in here. Love the angle. Again, a nice flow through here, especially with the off angle, and you're not necessarily looking right at the bedroom as you come in the rear door. You've got lots of elbow room with a nice big 36-inch wide shower stall with that skylight above, lots of headroom if you're taller. Improvement here to a porcelain toilet. So again, those little improvements. Ducting, we've got our ignition for our furnace here for you. We've got, again, all kinds of little holders here. Again, that upgrade to that stainless steel sink and solid surface countertops. We can choose to kind of shut off this whole section and make kind of a bedroom suite, especially if it's only 2 of you. Or again, we can subdivide that area as well, just the 2 doors to be able to use the bathroom here. So we've got lots of storage under the bed, full queen size bed. Great storage underneath here. We've got a sliding little bin here, made of wood as well, so quite durable. Again, you'll notice all the woodwork in here, very solid, all solid woods. They're doing a nice job, again, of bringing the quality that's going to last here. That's something that we've always admired about Alliance, and they've really stepped up that this year as well, really focusing on that again. We've got our primary switch here for our Furrion standard AC unit in the bedroom. We've got an emergency exit here, but we also have, again, that door with a screen door as well, so we'll get some great cross flow there. And each side of the bed will have its own night light. Nice big drawer you can pull back. You're going to have USB as well as power there. So again, solar certainly helps if you're off grid there, so you'll be able to connect things, maybe a CPAP machine, and be able to charge them. Lots of hanging storage, but also bulk storage up top as well. So you've got a lot of storage in this bedroom area. And something that, again, I think you'll quite enjoy. I should mention, too, about 6,500 pounds here and tip to tail under 30 feet, which I know for a lot of people as you travel, that's a consideration, especially in some of those big national parks in the U.S. as well. So less so in Canada here, but certainly in the States, I know that's a concern. We've got 2 sets of MORryde steps. They're independent legs on each one, so you can really dial it in when you've got, again, uneven terrain here. And we're going to have a look at some of the storage here. Come down the side. So on the very front, beautiful light here above the Alliance logo. Nice one-piece cap here that really cuts down the maintenance. Less seams, less to have to do, less potentially to go wrong as well. And a huge stone guard here that comes up nice and high. So if you're thinking of going up north to Alaska, Yukon, places like that, again, that's something that does pay dividends. You have a cover here that will go over the 2 propane tanks. We're just kind of doing our initial checks here as it's just arrived, and I wanted to get in here while the techs are working on it here so we can have a good look. We've got standard powered tongue jack. Again, lots of room for multiple batteries. Certainly with this size panel, 6-volt batteries and lithium, certainly nowadays, would be typically what our customers are choosing here. So we've got functionality in kind of the service bay here on both sides. So on this side, a little less to do with, say, the water and power and more to do with things like our awning. But we do have power here. We've got a Starlink pre-hookup and the ability to bring it in that way. So if you want to have that Starlink router be able to connect even when you're in the middle of nowhere, you certainly can. We've got awning controls here, which if it picks up in wind, if you've ever been caught out there and you've got a storm incoming, you really do appreciate that. Love the fact they've gone to a different lighting setup under here. Oops, I just popped off the knob there, but easy to turn it off and easy to basically dim that light, so which is great. We've got connections here for cable and satellite. We've got 3 spray ports. So we have one on either side of the front, but we also have one in the rear. So very, very handy if you want to be able to, again, wash something off, rinse off from the beach, rinse off a bike, you name it. We've got USB here as well, USB-C as well. Our front cap light, we've got a motion sensor light and a huge amount of storage with this drop frame. New addition for 26 as well. We've got a table that you can leave outside here in the rain, not going to rust. So nice little plastic table that slides in there, so you don't have to bring one yourself. It's got a location that's tucked out of the way. Again, well lit so you can see what you're doing at night. I'm going to highlight the other side right now just because it's a little tighter with my technician working away here. So some great features and easy access to things that you're naturally going to want access to. So we've removed the panel here, but it's quite easy to put it in place. So behind that panel, you have easy access to your FlowJet water pump, our Victron charge controller. It's got its own battery cutoff switch, so you can make sure if you're playing around with, say, your batteries, especially if they're highly powered, that you're not going to run foul of charging and things like that and get a bit of a shock. We've got a pre-wire for an inverter, nice and easy to find. Color-coded wiring, so things are easy to track. Again, we've got switches for things like our slide outs here on the outside. So again, if you want to be able to watch down the side and make sure you're not going to touch something, you can. We've got light switches here. We've got our battery disconnect switch for our main battery up front. We've got some power, again, cable and satellite, depending on what side that is. Connections there. Our main spray port, hot and cold water, on and off. City water. We've got a flushing valve, our black tank here. So if you've got water on site, you can do that if you've got a dump station close by. And new for 26 is a full coach water filtration system. So that's located here. Great feature when you really don't know the water, or if you're assuming it's hard water. In most cases it is. This is something that's going to help with keeping those minerals out. And then we've got even the manual jack tool to basically work through drills, so you can quickly get those up and down using impact or a drill. So love the fact that, again, they've made it usable. So whether you're winterizing, whether you're upgrading solar, working on your systems, things are easy to get to. For a technician or yourself, but just a lot of usability here in terms of easy to get hoses in and out, and you've got all the connections on either side, so depending on where you are. It is standard with a 50 amp cord, which you'll see there, but if you're only running one AC, you could certainly just dump it down to 30 amp service. You're not going to lose really anything there. Love the fact you've got your awning running good 18 feet here, so nice length here. They couldn't really bring it past, unfortunately, because of that door. So that may be something they play with in the future. But for now, tons and tons of length here. Going to come at a full 8 feet, so you're going to have lots of room. So we come around, standard Goodyear tires, so name brand tires, good quality tires, something that's going to last. So you'll certainly get 5 years out of, which typically is the point at which we recommend that it's time to have a look and have those changed. We do have a ton of hot water capability here because it is a tankless hot water system. Central and easy to get to furnace. We do have the ability to put that slide out as well manually. Let's say you had no power, so we've got ways to do that. That front jack is going to have a manual override as well. Again, lots of windows on this side, just giving some cross flow. And then we come back to our grilling station here, which does pull out a little bit farther here. But you've got both a griddle and a grill, so love it. You can do everything here. Good use of space underneath those pantry drawers. So it's just that very bottom section here. So great use of space there. Didn't take up really any room that's noticeable on the inside, but very usable. It is under the awning here as well, and you'll use it every time. Love the fact they have a lend-a-hand here, so you've got something again to hold on to. You've got 3 big steps. Lots of ground clearance here. Again, this unit is meant for travel, so they want to make sure it's going to be comfortable. We've got a great ladder here on the back that's dual function. So they make it extra wide and reinforced. So it's rated for 300 pounds, but it's also a towel rack. So it is, well thought through. You can use it in many ways. So it's a place to dry things off or anything. Could be your life jackets, you name it. Again, that spray port on the back. So you've got one at either side on the front and one on the back. That's our huge window there. Again, if you're lucky enough to have that rear view, get some breeze front to back. We do have a preset up as well. Wires brought to the back if you want that camera system. Standard, which I love to see with that hitch on the back. So whether it's e-bikes, bikes, just even a rack maybe to carry a small generator, some extra firewood, you name it, on a long journey, you'll appreciate it. All LED lights on the outside, so you're nice and bright here. Again, very highly polished exterior here, fiberglass with that composite backing it so that you don't have delamination, you don't have water getting in there pulling things apart, especially in climates like ours, which does see a lot of freezing. That just, more rapidly if water gets in there, that's going to come apart, and that's not what you want to see. On that roof line, you are going to have a limited lifetime PVC roof there, so it does, just pay to keep it clean, do the basics, and it is going to last. It's not something you're going to be replacing in 10 years. So again, they're using materials they know are going to last, that are proven, and year over year, Alliance, and then certainly in their Delta line, I think one of the best values in the RV industry. So whether it's a travel trailer looking for, they do extend the Delta line obviously right into things like fifth wheels as well and go, several levels up. So they've got lots of options for you, but this is a bestseller for them, and we are certainly excited here at Primo RV Center to finally have our 252 RL in for 2026.